It's September in elk country. The rut is on, but the elk here are call shy, and the shifting winds belie our every move.
They just piss me off, man.
Here you go.
Go what?
I don't know. Just do whatever.
What are you asking me?
Where do you live?
Currently I live in Peoria, Illinois, via Missoula, Montana. Got relocated out here for work. My wife and I, we both work for the same company. We really had no plans to leave Montana, but you know, the options are few out there, and it's a tough place to make a living in Missoula. So when they said, hey, you guys can come and keep your jobs and move to the Midwest, I said, that's a terrible idea. And my wife said, pack your shit up, we're leaving. So here we are, beautiful Peoria, Illinois. It's like September 8th. It's probably about 105 with the heat index. Just humid as shit. You can hardly stand to even be out here. These buzzing you hear in the background are cicadas. They go off for about 2 months, drive you nuts.
Accepting the offer to relocate to the Midwest from our beloved Montana home was an extremely difficult decision for us. We've both lived in the West our entire lives, and are mountain people. I never dreamed that I'd grow up to be a flatlander. My wife had never hunted elk prior to meeting me, but she took to it like a moth to flame, and now she looks forward to hearing the bugles of bulls as much as I do. She's my dream girl, a good caller, strong packer, and eternal optimist who embraces the challenge of traditional bow hunting and understands the strategies required to get within stick bow range of elk. We made a pledge to one another that we would return to the mountains to hunt elk every year, for as long as our Midwest marooning lasts. We could have easily headed for our old stomping grounds in Montana, but this was an opportunity to hunt new country, and the obvious choice was Colorado. We hunt for the experience and the meat, and wild game comprised the brunt of our diet as Montanans. Lean protein had been replaced by the Midwestern diet of sausage and cheese, and our waistlines had bulged. It was time to get in shape.
Lauren's bag. My bag. Can't go on an elk hunt without some good jerky.
We borrowed a trailer from some friends, and they were nice enough to give it a custom and ridiculous paint job.
Now you can't pass through Nebraska without stopping and getting yourself a runza.
The hours and miles flew by between sound marital advice and some of our favorite elk hunting jams. The fun stopped momentarily when we received some disturbing weather reports of an epic storm wreaking havoc across Colorado.
We're the only idiots intentionally going to Colorado on September 14th, 2013. Biblical floods. Everybody knows better. They're either being evacuated, they're sitting tight, or they're getting the hell out of Dodge. And we're going right into the eye of the storm. Foolish. Foolish indeed.
But we were bound and determined to smell the mountain air, and no storm was going to keep us out of elk camp.
Lauren, what do you think?
I think we got our camp spot.
This is us.
This is us. Now the hard work begins.
Setting up in the rain. Sweet spot though.
Really sweet.
Little iffy. Little iffy. $4.53.
We found a trailhead while scouting the evening before, and we set off literally and figuratively in the dark. Our strategy is simple: hike until we find elk or fresh sign, and in this area of Colorado, home to one of the largest herds in the country, it doesn't take long. We bump this little black bear from his bed, and then more movement up ahead. Elk. I knock an arrow and make my move. This young bull sure looks tasty and sticks around for a long while. But spikes are illegal here, and we have to let him walk. We resume the trail, stopping to refuel before hiking to 10,000 feet, where we find only domestic ungulates. We cover a lot of country this day and get the lay of the land. It was a good start to the hunt, and we were reminded that no matter how you prepare your body for the rigors of elk hunting, there's no training program that simulates 10-mile, all-day treks through elk country.
I'm tired, are you?
You're not yet.
You ready to roll this morning, Lauren?
Yeah, I slept super hard last night.
How your legs feeling?
They feel good, actually. I think so. We'll see once we start hiking up, but I am bound and determined to get that goddamn elk, so. It's been such a fun time, but man, coffee's waking me up. Might be a little bit tired this morning, but gotta work hard. Super excited. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right,
Today's the day.
Let's go get it.
Alrighty.
We leave the trailhead an hour before sunrise in hopes of intercepting a herd en route to their bedding grounds. The plan works, but the elk ignore our calls from a distance. We surmise that the best way to get within recurve range is to stalk closely, then call. A challenge made more difficult by the swirling winds. But finally, we get a break, as a steady breeze wafts down the mountain. This is our best opportunity yet. And just as the bull comes into range and I position for the shot, I feel a breeze on the nape of my neck and the jig is up.
They just piss me off.
A full moon isn't making our job any easier, as the elk are heading to their beds by 8 a.m., leaving lots of downtime for exploring and sessions of mountain yoga.
Awesome.
After tending to some camp chores, Lauren and I decide to take a little midweek break, so we clean up and head into town. Tomorrow is a big day. The fall equinox has always been good to me.
Autumnal equinox in a few hours. You elk are in trouble. The Karnopps are coming.
Hopefully, day 6 is the day. We're gonna get lucky today.
You're like
We need to. We deserve a damn elk. We've worked our fannies off in this country. Doing it hard.
eyes and ears, so I'm skeptical, but let's just try and sneak up on him. Okay.
Lauren stays behind and continues calling while I make the stock. Of course, this turns out to be the wrong decision. As she calls in this curious cow as soon as I leave. I catch up to the herd in an open meadow, but there are lots of eyes and ears on alert. I drop to a belly crawl, and though my GoPro can't quite see over the vegetation, I'm now within 20 yards of a feeding cow, and the moment of truth is at hand. But as I rise up to draw, I realize that I don't have a shot at a lone, broadside elk after all. Finally, we find what we have been looking for all week, a concentration of vocal bulls vying for the rights to a harem. The herd is on a steady march to their bedding grounds, and it's time to be aggressive.
With a cut-off bugle trick, right? We get this herd bull going, you cut his ass off. I thought 100% I was going to shoot that elk this morning.
I think that hunting's really emotional.
This arrow right here weighs over 700 grains. My recurve with my draw is close to 70 pounds. So that has a lot of momentum and is likely to pass all the way through a broadside elk. So I couldn't take that shot and risk wounding the elk behind the elk that I wanted to shoot. Unbeknownst to me at the same time, right when I left Lauren to chase the elk, she called one end to within 10 yards, which sounds like it would have been a cupcake shot, but that's the way it goes. But anyway, unbelievable morning. We chased the herd bull. We did everything we could. He just kept moving with his cows. We never could get quite close enough to him to be threatening enough to get him to turn around.
We chase the herd uphill until they go silent, and at midday, we find ourselves atop a mountain and a long ways from the truck.
How are you feeling about right now, Justin?
A little depressed. We hunted so freaking hard and had so many encounters, and the swirling winds just never freaking let up, and we just had bad luck. And the freaking elk were quiet and the winds were swirly. And this is a tough, freaking tough place to hunt with a traditional bow.
We still have to pack up camp and hit the road, and opt for the direct route to the trailhead.
At 5:15, and we chased those assholes all the way around the basin and up to the top of this freaking mountain.
Yeah. We're a long, long way.
With all the morning's action, we never bothered to eat, so we stopped for a lighthearted dose of Laffy Taffy.
What do astronauts eat for dinner? Launch meat.
Bow hunting can be frustrating, but no other method offers the intimate interaction with these animals, and that's why we do it. Still, I bid a fine farewell to one of the toughest elk hunts I can recall. And the rain returns, just in time to make a soggy job of packing up camp.
Yeah, we were just thinking, in Peoria, Illinois, there is a drive called Grandview. Teddy Roosevelt dubbed it the prettiest drive in America. This particular view that we're looking at right now, I think that would give Grandview a run for its money. What do you say,
I
Lauren?
think so. Just a little bit, just a tad bit.
I mean, it's close. It's real close.
Changing winds are the bow hunter's lament, and as Elk Camp 2013 comes to close, the winds switch yet again and blow us east, away from the mountains. But we take our memories with us, and we would soon learn that another big change was on the horizon. There would be another member of our clan, someone new with which to share our love of elk country, and the adventure that awaits.